2019. Dave smoking a cigarette, inspiring all of us, Dave. Any smoker out there, you could get to this man's age and still smoke.
Not very frequently, but once in a while I get jonesing for one, and so I do.
Hey, and so you can. He's Dave Cokin. I'm the Prez. This is Morning Joe and the Pro. The first for 2019 and the first of many. One of my favorite guests. Dave, I love when you're wearing the powder blue, the baby blue. What does the shirt say? A day without females is a good day? What?
No, they're all baseball.
Okay, well, you know what? Baseball works. Home of the Blue Jays up here. We're going to stink this year.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear us talk baseball, at least not for a few more months. How was your New Year's, brother?
Uneventful. New Year's is not a big deal for me. I enjoy the fireworks here in Las Vegas, and they did an awesome job with the fireworks show this year. I have a good view of it from where I live. So enjoyed that, and outside of that, it was just kind of a normal day for me.
I've never been a fireworks guy, you know.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, no, never been a fireworks guy. Anyway, what we're going to do this for the upcoming Morning Joe and the Pro is we're going to start every show with a little bit of what's going on at WagerTalk, and then we'll give out a free pick for the day. And Dave and I will also talk a little bit of NFL football. So, Dave, I mean, bottom line, we've got to start with Carmine Bianco. What he's doing is utterly ridiculous. He won again last night with Vegas minus 1.5 plus 122.
How about that empty net goal?
Yeah, and you know what? He's had a couple along the way, brother.
When you're hot, you're going to get breaks like that.
You know, he's on a 21-2 hockey run. It's really crazy, man. And he's got to play up for tonight. Guys, I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, 21-2, he's really seeing it. I know it's hockey, and I know so many of you guys don't want to play hockey, but come on, man. It's
like the money.
Yeah.
Look, the money doesn't care how you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, if I had an edge in tiddlywinks, I'd be betting tiddlywinks. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine is just. I mean, I never do this, but I messaged him on Twitter. I already made my play for tonight in the NHL, but I want to know what the game is.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm just going to blind play it.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Hope it's not on the opposite side of what I play.
We're all playing it. You know, also Marco, guys, just to let you know, Marco D'Angelo is on an absolute roll right now. I went 2-0 yesterday's on 9-3 bowl game run, 26-15 in his daily top plays, won 8 straight 5-star plays. I mean, Marco is just seeing it. He had a real rough start September and October, so I expect a real big run from Marco. And he's got an NBA play up at WagerTalk tonight. So make sure to head over to WagerTalk.com and really get down on Carmine's NHL play and Marco's NBA play, because both guys are absolutely in the zone.
I'll plug myself, too. Followed up the regular season in college with a really good bowl record. Of course, I got one more play. That's up in the Clemson-Alabama game. That's a 4% play. College basketball is heated up, 9-2 in the last 11. I've got 2 plays up tonight and a free play that I'm actually going to give away here on this broadcast. NHL has been really good all year long, and I expect to continue that. And I'm not doing it.
Oh, we're having a little bit of
a lot of time this year, so I can focus on the other sports that I'm doing, and that's working out real well.
Yeah, and of course you're rolling in NHL, and you're going to be on Puck Time today, so we'll talk about it then. Dave, let's get straight to some betting advice. College hoops last night. You just talked about your run in college hoops. Now's a great time to be betting college basketball. So what do you got for us tonight? And then we're going to talk a couple of NFL games.
Well, get New Mexico and Air Force tonight. In New Mexico, the line's going up a little bit. It was 1, and I think it's 1.5 or 2 now. So this is a little interesting. Paul Weir is their head coach, and he's tried all kinds of things to shake this team out of its doldrums. they've been a disappointment so far. Bed checks, curfews, extended practice, whatever. They've now gone, and they're normally a pressing team. They've now gone to some zone defense, and they had one of those in-season exhibitions a couple of days ago. They played at Menlo College or somebody and utilized the zone. They're going to use it tonight at Air Force. Air Force doesn't really have zone busters. They're a patient team, so maybe they can work inside the zone, but they don't really have the shooters from outside to knock it down. And I just like the fact that Weir isn't sitting on his team right now and just expecting it to turn around. He's doing things that will hopefully get them rolling. It's a chance for New Mexico to start their season over, basically, because everybody's 0-0 in the Mountain West right now. I think the Lobos have a good chance to go in and win this one at Air Force. They're not much of a team, so -1.5 or so in New Mexico would be the side.
He's Dave Cokin. I'm the Prez. You're watching Morning Joe and the Pro. Tomorrow we have Tony Finn with us. Tony, another outstanding handicapper. And Dave, I don't know if you've ever read Tony's analysis when you buy a pick, but I'm telling you, man, it's a bit too long. It's like 8 paragraphs. Johnny tells him all the time, Tony, you don't need to write so much. But he keeps doing it, so when you play Tony, you are going to get a book of reasons. Anyway, brother, let's talk about some NFL. Let's just look at the Saturday card. You know, we've got line moves all around on Saturday. Indy and Houston, over and under has gone up to 49. Houston started at -2.5. They're down to -1. And, you know, we saw Houston start their winning streak by beating Indy. And then they ended their winning streak by losing to Indy. I don't know if there's a hotter team in football right now than Indy. And especially what's so interesting about Indy, really out of the blue, is how great their defense is playing. But that offensive line, I mean, who the hell is Marlon Mack? That offensive line is ridiculous. And their rookie, I think he was drafted 6th, Quentin Nelson. I mean, this guy could be all world.
Well, I mean, look, it's one of the great stories of the year. Actually, 2 of the great stories of the year, because remember, the Texans also started 0-3, and there was noise about, hey, are they going to just buy out O'Brien's contract and get him out of here? Because this team, at that time, they'd lost 9 in a row going back to last season. Well, they sure put that losing streak in the rearview mirror. They played well down the stretch. I understand Tennessee had Blaine Gabbert on the field in the game that decided who gets in the playoffs between the Colts.
He didn't look that bad, though, Dave.
Well,
you know,
he stinks.
Yeah,
okay.
but it wasn't. That's not why they lost the game. Frankly, I felt like they went away from the run. I felt like the play calling was wrong.
Well, the point is the Colts did what they had to do in that game, and meanwhile the Texans have done what they've had to do week after week down the stretch. So, you know, I think you've got 2 teams that are really dangerous here as dark horses in the AFC. One of them is not going to get to move on, of course, because they're going to play each other. The action's clearly been on the Colts so far. I suspect this could be a bit of a pros versus Joes game, with the sharper money showing on the Colts and the public siding more with the Texans. I don't really put much stock into that, but it seems to be a fascination to the sports betting market as a whole. Who the sharp's on in the game? Sharp money's going to be in Indianapolis if you like to follow that stuff. Personally, I'm going to end up sitting this one out. My projection on the game, which I can grab, is now I've got Houston 2.5. So there's not much of an edge there, and I'm playing my projections. When I go away from my projections and play opinions, I end up with Green Bay minus the points against Detroit and get absolutely crushed. So I'll stick with the projections. They're doing really well.
He's Dave. I'm the Prez, Morning Joe and the Pro. He's sitting out the Indy-Houston game. If you want to know my thoughts and opinions, watch the presidential NFL address with Kelly. We're taping it today. It'll be up on Wednesday. Dave, Seattle on the road, going into Dallas. I find this a fascinating game. The over and under is 43. And look, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't know if I could bet the under because I think towards the end we might see a flurry of activity, if you will. But looking at it now, you know, My gut is telling me Seattle is the team here. It's basically a matter of who can stop the run.
Well, there's two ways to look at this. If you're an angle player, there's a strength of schedule angle, and Teddy Covers, in fact, is the one responsible for getting this one out there. And the strength of schedule angle would definitely favor Dallas, in fact, in a pretty big way. And when you have Teddy on, he can explain how that works. The matchup, I think, favors Seattle. All right? They've got a controlled ground game.
Yep.
I like the idea. Look, it's the same as college football to me. You get to the postseason, the team that runs the football and is able to control the clock and the line of scrimmage is probably going to win the football game. And while Dallas has an excellent running game with Elliott, Seattle's running game is about as good as it gets right now. Also like Russell Wilson, excuse me, along with Pete Carroll, as they have more big game playoff experience than the combination of Prescott and Jason Garrett. And I do give Carroll a coaching edge over Jason Garrett. So
I give pretty much anybody the coaching edge over Jason Garrett.
Well, I might argue that. I think there's a lot worse guys. But I think there's more to favor Seattle. So it depends which side of that coin you're looking at, whether you favor the strength of schedule angle that Teddy has, and it's been a fantastic winner going back several years, or the matchup itself, which I think favors Seattle.
He's Dave. I'm the Prez. We're going to cut this show nice and short. Dave's going to be on Puck Time with us today, so big day, Wednesday. At WagerTalk, not only are we doing my 3 videos, but the boys are in the studio today doing their videos. And make sure to check out Carmine's video. He flew down to Vegas to film it. He's doing a whole championship league special video in soccer. And however good Carmine is in hockey, his soccer is even better. He's not on a 21-2 run, but it's so consistently good. So that's it for the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. I got Tony Finn tomorrow, and either Dave or... Oh, wait, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yes, it is.
What happened to the week? Oh, yeah, New Year's. And Marco D'Angelo, the big man, on Friday. Dave, thanks for joining us, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment. I try to respond to all comments. And make sure to watch the rest of the videos that we're doing today. Be well, everyone.